Breaking news today, and this one has grabbed the attention of thousands of people across the world who have been waiting for years to hear about it. The Iraqi dinar, one of the most talked about currencies in the investment world, is once again making headlines. Reports are surfacing about so-called redemption centers that are allegedly offering different rates than the official exchange rate. But what's really happening? Is this the big moment that many investors have been waiting for, or is it another wave of rumors designed to stir hope? Stay with us until the very end of this report, because today we are digging deep into what these claims mean, how redemption centers operate, what experts believe about the dinar's future, and what investors should realistically expect. You don't want to miss a single detail, because some of these findings could change the way you look at the Iraqi dinar forever. To begin, let's remind ourselves what the Iraqi dinar really is. For new viewers, the Iraqi dinar, or IQD, is the official currency of Iraq, a country that holds one of the largest proven oil reserves in the world. After years of war and economic instability, the currency has been through many changes, and investors worldwide have speculated about its future value. Some believe that Iraq's wealth in natural resources could one day push the dinar to levels comparable to major global currencies. Others are skeptical, pointing to the country's ongoing political challenges, debt issues, and heavy dependence on oil. But today, the spotlight isn't just on the Iraqi economy, it's on what's happened inside redemption centers where claims of secret exchange rates are spreading fast. The question everyone is asking, are these centers really offering something new, or is this just another round of speculation without proof? Redemption centers are businesses or exchange services where people can buy and sell foreign currency, including the Iraqi dinar. Some are run by private dealers, while others are part of larger currency networks. In recent weeks, social media posts, forums, and online groups have been buzzing with claims that certain redemption centers are offering special rates for the dinar, rates much higher than the official numbers. This has fueled a wave of excitement among dinar holders who have been waiting years for a possible revaluation. However, here's where things get complicated. When we look at the official exchange rate, it still sits at around 320 Iraqi dinars to $1, meaning one dinar is worth less than a single cent. That's a far cry from the high rates some people are whispering about online. So, is there a real change happening behind the scenes, or is this yet another cycle of rumors that never come true? To investigate further, we reached out to several currency dealers and spoke with exchange businesses across different regions. Most confirmed that they do, in fact, buy and sell Iraqi dinars, but the rates they quoted were very close to the official exchange rate. Some dealers mentioned small variations in pricing, sometimes between $0.007 and $0.008 per dinar, but none admitted to offering any special rates. This suggests that the stories circulating online may not be backed by real-world transactions. Dealers also mentioned that while interest in the dinar has remained steady, it hasn't spiked in the way you would expect if a major revaluation were underway. This leaves us with an important reality check. The official rate remains the strongest guide to the dinar's value, no matter what rumors may claim. Yet, the persistence of these stories raises an important question: why do redemption center rumors keep returning year after year? One reason is hope. Many people have invested in the dinar believing that one day it will make a dramatic jump in value, turning modest savings into life-changing wealth. Iraq's oil resources provide the foundation for these beliefs. With the fifth largest proven oil reserves in the world, Iraq has undeniable potential. The idea is that if Iraq's political system stabilizes and its economy diversifies, its currency could strengthen. Some even talk about removing zeros from the currency, a process called redenomination. In theory, this could mean that 1,000 old dinars become one new dinar, but here's the catch: this doesn't automatically make investors richer. If someone holds 1 million old dinars, they would simply end up with 1,000 new dinars of equal value. Redenomination is often about simplifying transactions, not creating sudden wealth. Still, The belief and the massive revaluation continues to drive people toward redemption center rumors. Now, let's step into the shoes of an everyday investor. Imagine John, a man from Texas who invested 5,000 in Iraqi dinars 5 years ago. At the time, he received around 6.5 million dinars. Today, if he wanted to exchange those dinars back into dollars at the official rate, they'd be worth slightly less, around 4,900. That means he has actually lost money over the years instead of gaining. This story isn't unique. Thousands of people around the world have similar experiences. They bought into the dream of a future revaluation, but the reality has been years of waiting, with little to show for it. This gap between expectation and reality is exactly why redemption center rumors gain traction. For many, it's not just about numbers. It's about hope that their patience will finally pay off one day. So, what do experts actually say about the Iraqi dinar's future? Most economists are cautious. They highlight Iraq's ongoing struggles, political instability, corruption, security challenges, and an economy tied almost completely to oil exports. When oil prices fall, Iraq suffers and the dinar's stability weakens. International organizations have worked with Iraq to introduce reforms aimed at strengthening the economy, but progress has been slow. Some experts believe that over the long term, if Iraq can stabilize its government, diversify its economy, and reduce its debt, the dinar could gradually appreciate. But even then, they emphasize that such a process would take years, possibly decades, not overnight. That's why the stories about redemption centers offering instant high rates don't line up with the bigger picture economists are painting. But let's be honest, currency speculation is always risky, no matter the country. Investing in foreign currencies carries uncertainty, and when the currency comes from a nation facing political and economic challenges, the risk multiplies. Investors can lose money just as easily as they hope to gain it. Exchange rates are influenced by countless factors: elections, wars, oil prices, natural disasters, and government policies. One sudden event can move the value of a currency dramatically overnight, but not always in the direction investors want. For the Iraqi dinar, the risks are even more pronounced because of Iraq's specific challenges. This is why financial advisors often warn never invest money you cannot afford to lose. And yet, redemption center rumors continue to pull people in with the possibility of quick gains. It's a reminder that in finance, hope can sometimes outweigh logic. Let's talk about something many people forget: liquidity. Unlike major currencies such as the US dollar or the euro, the Iraqi dinar is not widely traded on global markets. That means it's not easy to find buyers when you want to sell. Even if you walk into a redemption center today, you might not be able to exchange your dinars at the rate you expect. Dealers often impose wide spreads between buying and selling prices, meaning you could lose money even if the official rate doesn't change. On top of that, transaction fees and service charges eat into potential profits. This makes investing in dinars more complicated than just watching exchange rates. Redemption centers, while they do exist, often operate under these same challenges, which makes their so-called special rates even harder to believe without solid proof. Taxes are another issue that rarely gets attention in online forums about the dinar. In the United States, for example, if you make money from currency trading, it's considered taxable income. The IRS may treat it as a capital gain, depending on how long you held the currency. That means if a miracle revaluation were to happen, investors could still owe a significant amount in taxes. This is why it's important to keep detailed records of purchases, sales, and exchange rates. But here's the surprising part: many dinar investors don't think about taxes at all. They focus entirely on the dream of future profits without preparing for the legal and financial responsibilities that would come with it. Redemption centers may not warn customers about this, which leaves many people unprepared for the reality of turning paper profits into actual cash. Now let's dive deeper into the psychology of redemption center rumors. For years, cycles of speculation have followed a familiar pattern. Online groups start buzzing with stories of a new secret rate. People rush to call dealers or post screenshots of unverified receipts. The rumors spread quickly, creating excitement and fear of missing out. Then, days or weeks later, the excitement fades as no real evidence emerges. Still, many return for the next round, convinced that maybe this time it will be real. This cycle has repeated countless times since the early 2000s, yet it continues to attract attention. The key factor is human hope. When people believe that life-changing wealth could be just around the corner, logic often takes a back seat. Redemption center rumors thrive on this powerful combination of hope and uncertainty. But what if we consider Iraq's long-term potential? Iraq remains one of the most resource-rich nations in the Middle East. Its oil reserves are vast, and if the country can stabilize politically and manage its wealth responsibly, the economy could indeed grow significantly. This growth might lead to a stronger dinar over time. However, experts caution that even in this optimistic scenario, any increase in the currency's value would be gradual, not explosive. There are too many obstacles: corruption, infrastructure challenges, and external pressures for an overnight miracle to occur. Redemption centers promoting sudden high rates rarely acknowledge these realities. Instead, they focus on short-term excitement. The truth is, Iraq's recovery and progress will likely take years of effort and reform. For investors, the smarter approach may be diversification. Instead of putting all money into Iraqi dinars, some choose to balance their portfolios with other investments, international stocks, bonds, or even real estate. These offer more stability and liquidity than a single foreign currency. In fact, many financial experts suggest treating dinar holdings, if at all, as a small speculative bet rather than a main investment. This way, even if the dinar never rises, the rest of the portfolio can still perform well. Redemption centers may not advertise this balanced approach, but it's a strategy that can help protect investors from disappointment. The key message here is, hope is fine, but it should never replace careful planning. So what does the future really look like for the Iraqi dinar? Realistically, the most probable path is gradual progress. Iraq may stabilize slowly, rebuild infrastructure, strengthen institutions, and diversify its economy over time. In this scenario, the dinar could gain value bit by bit, but not in a sudden jump. A less optimistic outcome would see Iraq continuing to face political or economic setbacks, keeping the dinar weak. The worst-case scenario would involve renewed conflict or major crises that push the currency even lower. Each of these outcomes is possible, but none align with the redemption center stories of instant riches. Understanding these scenarios can help investors stay grounded in reality instead of getting lost in speculation. It's also important to remember that information matters. Staying informed through reliable news, economic reports, and updates from financial institutions is essential. Too often, investors rely solely on rumors from online groups. This creates an echo chamber where speculation is repeated as fact. Instead, investors should check official updates, track oil prices, and monitor Iraq's political developments. The more balanced the information, the better the decisions. Redemption centers may not always provide this balance, because their business depends on buying and selling currency. That's why individuals must take responsibility for their own research, ensuring they don't get caught up in one-sided hype. Let's circle back to the breaking news that started today's report. Are redemption centers really offering secret higher rates for the Iraqi dinar in 2025? Based on the information we've reviewed, the answer is no. Most legitimate currency dealers remain tied closely to the official exchange rate. While small variations exist, there is no verifiable evidence of massive new rates. The rumors circulating online remain just that, rumors. This doesn't mean Iraq has no future potential. It does mean that, for now, investors should remain cautious and realistic. Believing in stories without proof could lead to disappointment or financial loss. So, what should investors do moving forward? First, never risk money you cannot afford to lose. Second, always research from multiple reliable sources. Third, diversify your investments instead of depending entirely on one currency. Fourth, remain patient, because if Iraq does see long-term improvement, any change in the dinar's value will take years, not days. And finally, be wary of redemption center claims that sound too good to be true. In the world of finance, reality usually moves much slower than rumors. To close, the Iraqi dinar remains one of the most talked about speculative investments in the world. Redemption centers may offer colorful stories, but the facts show a different picture. The official exchange rate continues to guide its value, and while Iraq's oil wealth holds promise, the road to economic stability is long and uncertain. For investors, the choice is clear: stay cautious, stay informed, and never let hope cloud judgment. What do you think? Have you been following the dinar story for years? Do you believe a major revaluation is still possible, or do you see it as a risky bet? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more updates, and hit the notification bell so you never miss breaking news on the Iraqi dinar.